Warning, explicit content. Blood, guts, swearing, lots of bad words, adult themes. No nudity, though. Lots of violence. Did I say violence? Viewers' discretion is advised. Welcome back, and I hope you guys are ready for another exciting episode of Pathfinders Wrath of the Righteous. Of course, we're going to be screaming, yelling at the dice roller, and just generally being like, "Ah!" But, you know, it's all in good fun. So let's enjoy the story. Let's kill some monsters, do some dungeons, and see what comes next. So let's go and hop into it.
By destroying the flesh markets, you've harmed my city and impoverished my realm.
I will never accept something as vile as the slave trade.
You just arrived in my realm, and you're already trying to dictate your own rules? As I recall, when demons attempted something similar on Galarian, armies were raised, and mortals fought to the death to stop it. I can scarcely believe it myself, but I will be gracious and show you mercy. I am a hospitable ruler.
And she can easily get the flesh markets running again. There's plenty of people that'll step up and do it. It won't be hard. Your conversation is interrupted by a concerned-looking succubus who silently approaches Nocticula and then begins fervently whispering in her ear. Nocticula's expression turns hard and cold. As Nocticula ponders the new development, the messenger makes eyes at you playfully. You recognize those green eyes, except they were awash with pain when you last saw them, their owner bleeding out in the caverns of the Nexus. The succubus smiles slyly and gives you a wink.
Another island, another loss. Enough. I warned them that I would not stand for the desolation of my realm. They have not heeded me, and they will regret it. Go to your sisters and tell them to prepare.
Nocticula sends the green-eyed servant away and turns her face to you once again.
But I digress. Let us continue. I have prepared a beautiful intrigue that will topple many of your enemies and seal the world wound forever, ending the threat to Galarian. And you have the chance to become part of that intrigue.
My companion Ember would like to speak to you.
Ember? So that's her then? Well, approach. I have heard you bleating your pathetic prayers at me. You have some nerve addressing me with such nonsense. Did you think I would simply repent? Renounce my status as a demon lord? Do you have any idea what I had to do to acquire it? Wait, what is this?
Tears are rolling down Ember's cheek as she sniffles noisily. She presses her maimed hands against her heart as she stares up at Nocticula. Her fragile form shudders from weeping. Arilu wrinkles her nose in disdain. Why have you brought this simpleton here? This is Alashunira, not Nerosian. We don't give alms here.
I can't stand these noises. Do you think you're the first to try to move me with a display of tears? It only makes me angry. If you wish to speak, then wipe your nose and speak clearly.
I know what you had to do to others and to yourself. I'm so sorry. So sorry. If only I could ease your pain somehow. Calm your sorrows.
Say nothing.
So, where were we? My pain? My sorrows? What nonsense are you talking? Don't tell me you pity me.
I'm so sorry. You're the most miserable soul I've ever seen. I've seen people burned alive. People being devoured by monsters. People burying their children. They were in pain. So much pain. But I've never seen anyone in as much pain as you.
What is this saccharine drivel? What do you even know of me, Nat?
I've seen your city. You were the one who built it. It is the way you wanted it to be. It holds all of your dreams, all of your heart, and everyone in this city is suffering. everywhere, all the time, every minute. All who live here are hurting and scared. If these are its citizens, how miserable must its ruler feel?
And this is what you brought her to me for. You think this infantile sniveling is worthy of my attention?
I've seen the truth of her wisdom more than once. Perhaps it would benefit you to listen to her as well.
As if I hadn't seen enough sanctimonious bores in my life. So, what do you suggest I do, preacher? Beg the good gods' forgiveness? Devote myself to serving a sword-swinging upstart, perchance? Or that old crone, the moon?
No. Gods can't help anyone. They're just like us mortals. Silly, frightened, clueless. You're almost a goddess yourself. You know better than anyone that no one can save you. No one except you.
Save me? From what exactly?
From yourself. From what you've done to yourself. From the city you've imprisoned yourself in. Listen! You are a queen, but you're the queen of pain and filth. Your realm is a realm of your own suffering. You're almost a goddess. You can do anything you want. So why won't you make yourself happy? You could become the Redeemer Queen.
It's too funny.
The Redeemer Queen. That's new. Never in all my years have I heard anything like that. Well, child, enough joking. Get out of my sight, or I'm afraid I might decide to keep you here forever as my fool.
Do you think she took my words to heart?
Who knows?
Suppose you're right. We'll see what happens.
I told you to get out! I don't want to hear your squeaky voice again!
I killed Willidus, your court mage. Nauticula shows no hint of sadness. I'm aware of this, of course. It is lamentable in a way, since his fear of me was strong enough to make him impeccably loyal. However, his death is but a single move in a match of a larger game. In games like this, losing a few pawns is unavoidable. I wish to inform you of treason. Nauticula looks quite amused. Is that so? Who is it you've decided to inform on? And more importantly, how did you learn of these traitors, and how credible are these accusations? Shamira is researching Nahedrian crystals in secret. Perhaps she is planning to overthrow you. A smile appears on Nauticula's lips. How nice of you to warn me. I'm impressed. I do wonder, however, did you really think I was unaware of this? Or did you merely want to demonstrate your loyalty? Either way, I appreciate you telling me. I will take this as proof that I can rely on you. You were very astute to uncover Shamira's desire to dethrone me, and it was particularly sensible of you to keep your mouth shut about the secrets of the Nahedrian crystals. I suppose your caution calls for a reward. At the snap of Nauticula's fingers, one of the servants approaches you and presents you with a delicate package wrapped in gossamer-like silk. Mining Nahedrian crystals is a surefire way to sink the island the crystals are on to the bottom of the Ishiar. I assume you understand why all who attempted to procure them on Ala Shunera were executed. At least you didn't tell Shamira about the mines you found. The last thing I need is the ardent dream burrowing under my capital. A friend of mine, the storyteller, has peered into the future. In his vision, Hopsamira was sending demons after you. The demons were strengthened with Nahedrian crystals. A hint of dangerous excitement creeps into her voice. You are a font of knowledge, my dear guest. Let's just say I'm not as surprised by her appetites. The ambitions of that brat, or her lecherous goat of a sire, were bound to surface sooner or later. But your warning will encourage me to keep a closer eye on her. You could have gone to Hapsamira with this and received payment for your silence. Your foresight must not go unrewarded. The helmsman of the bone ship in Alashanira's port is a manifestation of Nahindri. He is looking for Nahindri's greatest treasure, whatever that is. I had my eye on that ship for a while now, and you've joined his hunt for no other reason than to tell me about it, I'm sure. Nocticula chuckles. Still, you've made the right choice. Keep working for that parody of Nahindri. I'll find you when your search nears its conclusion. Why do you still tolerate Shamira? Someone has to deal with trivial matters. Shamira's betrayal was assured the moment I made her my favorite, just as Zephorians before her. The second always dreams of rising to be the first. I know the feeling well. I've said everything I wanted to say. Did Aurilu really create me? She has certainly had a hand in your present state of existence. Lady Vorlesh designed the world wound, a magical phenomenon of unfathomable power. To seal it, we require a key that was just as strong and unique. Simply put, we required a champion, and she chose you. Both your powers and that wound on your chest were the result of her experiments. When she infused your soul with the essence of the abyss, of course, you remember none of that. Everything was done in secret. Even the power granted to you was purified, to the extent it was possible, so that you would not guess its source ahead of time. In trial after trial, we watched your will be tempered, and when the time came, we started filling you with the energies of Nahidrian crystals. These energies are necessary for the task at hand. Everything that's happened to you was part of my intrigue. I was going to summon you and reveal the truth when the time was right. Instead, you have followed your queen's orders and arrived here early. One can only hope that you are prepared to accept the truth. Everything has its price, says Aurilu quickly. Your wound was, in essence, the flip side of all my experiments. There was a reason why we required a true champion, not merely a living tool whom we could fling into the flames of the world wound and close it like a lesser rift. I think you should know that. Nocticula makes a sudden gesture, cutting Aurilu off. Don't be too hasty. We have burdened her with enough revelations for now. Give her time to become accustomed to the truth about herself. Then you can share the details. What exactly are you offering me? I'm offering you the chance to become my weapon. Your enemies are a thorn in my side, as well as yours. What's more, I have never schemed against Golarion, nor have my warriors taken part in the conquest of your plane, at least not at my behest. There is no cause for enmity between us. How exactly do you plan to close the world wounds? She rolls her eyes. It's a complicated magical process. You will receive precise instructions once you've captured Threshold and Fortress on Golarion. There, at the exact spot where Lady Vorlesh opened the world wound, you will be able to close it. But first, you'll have to crush the Guardians of Threshold, and their forces are growing by the day. Hapsamira, Baphomet's daughter, is mining a large number of Nahidrian crystals in my realm. These crystals are her secret weapon. No army on Golarion can stand against them. You must stop Hapsamira. If you do not, your world will fall and my plans will suffer significant harm. At one time, I disclosed the secret of transformation to two servants of Baphomet and Daskari, Xanther Vang and Mudasafin. It was a well-calculated gambit, which bought us time and assured both Daskari and Baphomet of my loyalty. Mudasafin is Hapsamira's favorite. He oversees the transformation of her army. Hapsamira is currently on another island far from here. The route to that place is plagued by pirates, monsters, tempests, and other more terrifying dangers. Have you heard of living bubbles of frozen time that swallow airships, and when the ships reach port, their crews discover they've been gone for 100 years? That is not the strangest occurrence you could have encountered on your journey. I'm willing to provide you with a decent ship and an experienced crew. If you kill Hapsamira, it will stop her sinking any more of my islands, but without giving Baphomet cause to declare war on me. Nocticula casts a sidelong glance at Arushale. Then again, I'm not offering you anything new. as you are already enjoying my favorite, Commander. Your companion is a succubus, and I am the succubus queen. This demon follows you around only because I allow it. Tell me, Arushale, are you grateful that I'm not forbidding you from traveling with the commander and fighting against your own kind? The succubus relentlessly lowers her head. You are incredibly generous, Our Lady in Shadow. Why would you want to close the wound? When the world wound opened, I was pleased. My realm was now connected to another plane. I wanted to make it into a crossroads of worlds, a place where demons, devils, and even angels could meet. The wound was a convenient path along which I could advance my ideas, but the Midnight Isles were not the only realm that had been linked to Golarion through the wound. Discari and Baphomet now also had a way from their realms into your plane. Their servants flooded my islands and spread out across them like a plague of locusts, killing guests who were under my protection and questioning my rule. They were driven by their lust of conquer and enslave, whether on Golarion or in another abyssal realm. I was forced to shift my focus and express my discontent. Eventually, atop the bones of our servants, we reached an accord. I would let their armies pass, and they would comply with my wishes while on my islands. Of course, the accord is a polite fiction. Both the Deskarites and Baphomets are attempting to amass their power and influence Alashanera to overthrow me. When they think I'm not watching, they break my taboos and revel in their own impudence. And worst of all, Lady Vorlesh told them about Nahindrian crystals. They realized what kind of power the crystals hold, and now they are determined to mine every last deposit hidden within my islands. And once an island loses its crystals, it becomes nothing but flotsam, slowly sinking into the dark waters of Ishiar, where every lost island, my power diminished. I could start a war and kill the plunderers, but a major conflict would hinder some of my other plans, so instead, I will teach my neighbors a lesson by orchestrating their ignominious defeat at the hands of a mortal. Why is it so important to kill Hapsamira? Discari and Baphomet won't just stand there and watch you close the world wound. They'll send their armies after you, so you will need an army of your own, and that is something the Crusaders won't have for long. Hapsamira is mining more and more Nahidrian crystals to empower her forces when she attacks Golarion. If you don't stop her, the Crusader resistance will be crushed, and the ranks of demons pouring through the world wound into your world will multiply 100-fold. You were sent here to cut off the demon's army's supply of Nahidrian crystals, weren't you? Well, that's exactly what you're going to accomplish. I will consider your offer, Lady in Shadows, and accept it, I'm sure. I respect your caution and won't force you into submission. We all stand to gain if you do my bidding of your own volition. A glimmer of approval dances in Nocticula's eyes. An interesting destiny lies before you, mortal. You will rise to great heights and play a part in the events of titanic proportions. Many would give their life for a chance to tread on such a path. Hepsamira visits Alashanera every now and again, but her true lair is far from here. She hides on the island of Clofir, to the northwest of my archipelago. There lies her secret fortress. In the deep mines, her slaves dig Nahindrian crystals for the invading army she plans to bring to Golarion. I will give you a magnificent airship and an experienced crew to take you there. It will be a long and perilous journey. Take some time to prepare. I want to ask you about other powerful denizens of the Abyss. Are you interested in one of my servants, or do you wish for me to tell you something about your enemies? Do you remember the elven archmage who used to serve you thousands of years ago? He is still alive. We know each other. Really? He was well past his youth even back then, and now? Just how old is he? Can mortals even live that long? Well, apart from your immortal Aslanti, say hello to him on behalf of the Lady in Shadows, and tell him that the one who replaced him has disappointed me immensely with his incompetence. No matter how hard he tried, he can never live up to my magnificent elf. You know, you've managed to surprise me. A rare occurrence for someone who knows just about everything. With a bat of her eyelashes, Nauticula sends you a piercing gaze, one that feels like it's delving into the deepest corners of your soul. Are Baphomet and Discari your allies? The goat and the locusts? Allies is too strong a word for our relationship. Our connection was forged by circumstance, not out of desire to deal with each other. When the world wound opened, it tied your world to our realms. I did not join my armies with theirs, but I was forced into making peace with them so as to not get bogged down in a tiring and distracting war. If I had the opportunity, I would have met them on my terms and expanded my territories at their expense. Nauticula indulges herself with a thin smile. Unfortunately, this is not currently possible. By the way, one of them came to me with an offer of an atrocious alliance that involved conceiving little ones together. I'm still contemplating the specifics of my refusal. It needs to be clear and unambiguous. Her ensuing laughter is deep and musical, almost enchanting. Everything is clear now. I still have some business to take care of in Alushunera. Nauticula nods to herself. Aurilu, you are no longer needed here. As you will, my lady. Aurilu vanishes, but you notice the look in her eyes, pensive and appraising. Nauticula casts a piercing glance at the spot where Aurilu was but a moment ago, then stops you with a commanding gesture. There is one more thing we must discuss. The Lexicon of Paradox. Lady Vorlesh's magical treatise that contains many secrets of the world wound. You and my servant Lady Vorlesh were just talking about the Lexicon of Paradox. For many years, it has remained split in half, harmless. But what once was divided can be made whole again. Who knows what power the book could impart to its owner? What if they expanded the world wound even farther, or connected it to other planes? Not a chance. The Lexicon of Paradox has caused more than enough trouble already. You already possess the first half of the book. Find the other one and bring them both to me. I will reward you handsomely. Giving the book into my keeping will also protect Galarian from suffering a second world wound disaster. The Lexicon of Paradox will be much safer under my watchful eye than in your travel bags. Wouldn't you agree? I'll give it to her. You give Nauticula the Lexicon. The book is yours.
That was the correct choice. I appreciate your willingness to cooperate and offer you a gift in return for parting with this treasure. You've impressed me, mortal. The fact that, after acquiring such precious and useful knowledge, you relinquished it so eagerly speaks volumes about your keen insight and wisdom. I value such qualities highly, and thus I offer you another reward, a great honor, the profane gift of the Lady in Shadow.
What's a profane gift?
Every succubus can bestow her dark patronage upon whomever she likes. My magic will enter your being and enhance your already exceptional abilities. It will also allow me to watch over you and, if you are in mortal peril, help you. It will not make me your guardian demon, but you can expect to receive some aid from me. Furthermore, there is one more aspect to a profane gift. It allows the succubus to affect the mind of whoever is under her protection. You have proven to be trustworthy, and so I will not exploit this by invading your thoughts. Others, however, will not be so kind to you. If a powerful demoness charms you with her magic and grants you her profane gift, you will become her toy. A mortal can only have the patronage of one succubus, and I would rather give you mine than leave your enemies a chance to cause you harm.
Yeah, I don't want her being able to influence me. I don't need your gift.
You refuse my gift? Reject my favor? As you wish. My patronage will not extend to your humble self.
I have some business to take care of in Alushunera. You have taken a liking to my city, I see. Well then, savor it to the fullest, and then come back for truly important business. Nauticula's lips part in a smile that is both predatory and alluring. Mythic power. Ooh, a feat. I think it is time for weapon specialization mythic. Ooh, another one. Yeah, we're gonna do all skilled. Hypnotism, I guess. Yes, laughter. Rage. 4th level. Oath of Peace. Now I can't attack. Shield of Dawn. We're gonna go with echolocation. I got one more. Freedom of movement. Okay, you have critical and do power attack. Proof critical rapier mythic. This is my caster. Mythic feat. Spell penetration mythic. Spell focus mythic. And you. What do you have? Distracting shots, rapid shot, deadly aim. Point blank shot mythic. Sweet. And just like that, the episode for today is over. The narrator's a little tired. You gotta give him some props for, going at it. But thank you for hanging out and watching Pathfinders Wrath of the Righteous. Hopefully you guys had fun. So if you did, do the thing. Like, comment, subscribe, share it. The link for the previous episodes and next episodes should be in the descriptions, unless they are not out yet. If you want them early, you could always beg for them in the comments, maybe. Tell me your favorite part of each episode. Let me know you guys are enjoying it. And with that, I will let you guys get back to your day, and I will see you in the next one. Thank you for hanging out.